Imagine walking into a technology environment with over 1,200 active vendors. Add to that 2,000 interconnected systems, all processing multiple petabytes of data simultaneously. At this massive scale, organizations often freeze. Monolithic systems that once powered the business become heavy liabilities, and relying on hope or wishful thinking is a strategy guaranteed to fail. Enter Jesse Myer. Through Wittigi Consulting, Jesse currently operates as an enterprise architect advisor to the chief architect at Lincoln Financial Group. His daily scope involves steering over 300 architectural submissions a year and breaking down multi-billion-dollar corporate acquisitions into roadmaps that engineering teams can actually execute. Navigating that level of technical sprawl requires a very specific methodology, one that Jesse has built over 2 decades of solving high-stakes, uncompromising technology problems. His understanding of massive scale started back in 2005 as a software developer and QA engineer at AOL, working on a consumer platform that served over 100 million active users globally. There, he developed kernel-level testing applications and built quality assurance metrics to monitor software deep within the operating system. By the early 2010s, Jesse moved into the massive corporate architectures of Nationwide and Travelers, taking ownership of technology strategy across portfolios generating $18 billion in annual revenue. To manage this, he utilized a TOGAF metamodel. TOGAF is a framework that helps organize enterprise architecture, and a metamodel is essentially a master blueprint that defines how all the different pieces of an organization's technology relate to each other. Using this, he accurately cataloged over 200 enterprise services to establish strict governance over the environment. He then led a billion-dollar operating model transformation, migrating heavy commercial insurance platforms from physical bare metal servers into a modernized private cloud infrastructure. Managing hundreds of millions of consumer interactions and billions in enterprise budgets early in his career forged a rigid standard. He learned that at this scale, a single architectural oversight can trigger a cascading outage across an entire global platform. That standard was put to the test in 2016 at Waste Management. Their largest line of business, a $3 billion national logistics operation, was heavily reliant on legacy code and heading directly toward a critical system failure. Jesse initiated a rigorous reverse engineering process. He systematically analyzed their sprawling, monolithic .NET and SQL systems, pulling the tangled dependencies apart to map out the exact current state of the architecture. This deep architectural analysis revealed an imminent platform overload. By identifying the specific point of failure early, he neutralized the bottleneck and prevented an outage that would have crippled the entire $3 billion operation. Out of that crisis, he established a foundation for future innovation. He mentored a team that eventually grew to over 100 people, deploying Vision AI to automatically scan and detect physical waste overflow conditions across the United States. He followed this up in 2018 at Aetna, leading a team of integration architects to consolidate 12 disparate lines of business onto a unified Salesforce cloud architecture, directly supporting 50 million members. Through all of these engagements, his core method remains exactly the same. He relies entirely on objective, measurable analysis to extract operational clarity out of completely entangled technology. Today, Jesse applies that same analytical rigor as a true AI practitioner at Lincoln Financial Group. He integrates artificial intelligence directly into his daily architectural workflow, utilizing tools like Claude, Gemini Pro, and Copilot 365 to rapidly accelerate complex analysis. This augmented approach allowed him to architect the integration of a $3.3 billion acquisition, successfully mapping the migration of over 200 separate systems and 2 petabytes of data directly into AWS. He also led an enterprise-wide business continuity and disaster recovery analysis, evaluating 300 mission-critical applications to consolidate their infrastructure from 12 locations down to 6 reinforced hubs. The scale of the modern enterprise makes manual analysis a bottleneck. Integrating AI directly into the architectural process allows for the rapid stress testing of recovery scenarios and the precise mapping of petabyte-scale migrations. Outside the office, Jesse's understanding of complex, high-performance machines takes a very different form. He and his wife, Savannah, co-own Myers Miles, an active motorsports and travel media company. He frequently drives the high-performance cars in the events they shoot. Time behind the wheel on a racetrack trains you to recognize the absolute threshold of a machine, knowing exactly where the braking zones are and how far you can push a system before it loses control. In 2025, Jesse faced the ultimate test of limits when he was diagnosed with stage 3 esophageal cancer. He survived the illness, and the experience left him with a sharper focus. He returned with a deeper sense of gratitude and a strict commitment to doing work that actually matters. Whether he is testing the physics of a car on a track, fighting for his own health, or evaluating a vulnerable data center, his philosophy is identical. Rely on rigorous analysis, respect the physical limits, and operate with zero wishful thinking. This is what has defined his entire career. Jesse walks into the most complex, high-stakes environments in the world and turns overwhelming enterprise complexity into achievable transformation. If you are an enterprise leader currently navigating a sprawling technology portfolio, trying to deploy a secure AI strategy, or struggling to untangle a massive monolithic system, you need someone who can look that challenge in the eye and chart a path forward. Connect with Jesse to build a realistic roadmap that your engineers can actually execute. Effective enterprise architecture translates the most intricate organizational problems into a language that is both understandable and immediately actionable.